Welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm your bestie, Nay. This space is for women who are evolving, not just on the outside, but on the inside too. We talk self worth, refinement, confidence, and what it actually looks like to glow up in a way that's sustainable. Now, wherever you're coming from today, I want you to get comfortable. You don't need to worry about fixing anything right now. Just take what information applies and please leave the rest. Let's get into our conversation because I'm excited about it. If you second guess every money decision that you make, for instance, like you buy something and then you immediately feel weird about it, this conversation is strictly for you. I'm specifically talking about those moments where you add something to the cart, check out, and then you sit around like, should I have even have bought this? Or you replay a purchase in your head for 2 days straight, or you ask a family member or friends if you made the right choice, or you tell yourself, I shouldn't have bought that, even when you could afford it. That doesn't mean that you're bad with money. It usually means trust got broken somewhere along the way. Before we go any further, I want to say this clearly. If money makes you feel anxious or self critical or constantly feel like you're messing up, that, my friend, is not a character flaw. That is what we call conditioning. A lot of us learned early on that money mistakes weren't safe. Maybe you grew up hearing things like, that was dumb. Hold on, y'all, my dog is right here at the door. Or you should have known better. Now look what you did. Maybe you went through a season in your 20s where money was tight, rent was stressful, credit cards were maxed. You were figuring life out. Your body never forgot what that feeling felt like. Now, even though you may be doing better, your nervous system is still like, what if this stuff goes left? She getting on my nerves. That's why even small decisions feel heavy, like choosing whether to book a trip, whether to invest in yourself, whether to buy the dress and still feel okay about it, or whether to spend on convenience instead of struggle. Second guessing becomes a form of protection. It can sound like, what if I regret this? What if I need that money later? What if this sets me back? That's not you being irresponsible. That's your body trying to prevent future pain. When trust with money breaks, you start watching yourself closely. You monitor every choice, you overanalyze, you replay decisions. You treat money like one wrong move could undo everything. Here's what nobody tells us. You don't rebuild trust with money by making perfect decisions. You rebuild it by learning how to stay grounded when things don't go exactly as planned. Because let's be real, sometimes you will spend money and later think, maybe I didn't need that at all. That doesn't necessarily mean that in that moment you failed. Trust isn't about never making a mistake again. It's about knowing you won't abandon yourself if a mistake happens to happen. When you start trusting yourself with money again, things do begin to soften. You don't spiral as much as after spending money. You stop needing 100% certainty before deciding. You stop treating every purchase like it's a moral test. That trust doesn't come from spreadsheets, it comes from safety. I want you to try a reframe here. Instead of asking yourself, did I make the right choice? I want you to try asking yourself, if this doesn't go perfectly, can I support myself through it? That question, I promise you, is going to change everything. Because the thing is, when you trust yourself to respond with care instead of criticism, money decisions lose their emotional charge. You stop beating yourself up. You stop acting like one choice defines your worth or your future. You start relating to money like a relationship, not a courtroom. Slowly, trust comes back. It's not because you suddenly became confident, because you proved to yourself that you're allowed to be human with money. That's when second guessing fades. That's when clarity replaces fear. That's when money stops feeling like constant looming threats. This does not happen overnight. It's definitely not going to happen perfectly. It will happen decision by decision. I encourage you to try to implement it if you're struggling with this area. Now, if you've gotten this far, I appreciate you taking the time out to hang with me. If you're not a part of the tribe, we would love for you to join. I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao.